What's going on, people? Welcome to United View. Welcome to your latest dose of Manchester United news. And MALACIA has officially signed for Manchester United. Terrell MALACIA has joined from Feyenoord, and we've got all the details to go through. We've got our first player under Eric Ten Hag. That's what it's about. These are the videos we want to do. I know we knew we signed him, and it was here we go a few days ago, and all of that. But you want to get excited when you see the official club pictures. You hear some of the reports and some of the quotes that the player's been saying. So smash a like if you're excited that we've actually finally got our first player. No negativity in this stream. This is a time. This is the time to just actually take a moment out for half an hour, 20 minutes or whatever, and dedicate this to the new signing. This is his time. This is his time to shine. There's loads of other shit going on, but this is Terrell MALACIA's time.
It is. And like you said, Flex, I think we should celebrate a new signing. I know every time we've said recently, oh, it should be positive or time to be positive or what have you. People go, oh, it's, a small name, a backup left back. We don't know. We don't know. We're going to get into what Manchester United have officially said about the guy. But this could be a guy that in 6 months' time is actually playing regularly at left back. We don't know what's going to happen with Luke Shaw this season. We don't know. We know his injury record. We know what his form was last season. So who knows how big of an impact Raul Malacia is going to have at Manchester United. I said I was going to talk about what United have said. So I've got the official release in front of me. Manchester United have said that Manchester United is pleased to confirm that Terrell Malacia has joined the club, signing a contract until June 2026 with the option to extend for a further year. Goes on to talk about how he's made 136 career appearances for Feyenoord, which is actually more than me and Flex we were talking about this before we went live. That's more than we thought. He's represented his country at every level, from the under-16s to the senior team, with 5 full international caps. And when it comes to what Malacia has said about joining United, he has said, quotes, "It's an incredible feeling to have joined Manchester United. This is a new chapter for me, a new league with new teammates and a tremendous manager leading us. I know from playing against his teams in the Eredivisie the qualities that he has and what he demands of his players. Whilst I know that I'm still young and will continue to develop, I can promise the United fans I will leave everything on the pitch every time I pull on the red shirt. I'll always be thankful to Feyenoord for all they have given to me and my family. None of this would be possible if it wasn't for them. Now I'm ready to focus on the future with United and help my new club achieve success." John Murto has also said, Terrell is an exciting, dynamic young footballer with an excellent experience for his age, including 5 seasons in the Eredivisie, a European final, of course, referencing that Europa Conference League final last season, and full international honours for the Netherlands. We look forward to seeing him continue to develop under the guidance of Eric Ten Hag and his coaching team in the years ahead. Everyone at Manchester United welcomes Terrell to the club. What's your initial feelings, Flex? I spoke about it just briefly there in terms of his rivalry already, I suppose, with Luke Shaw.
Do you know what, Owen?
Do you know what?
What do you think? I know you're always giving the news and giving us the A1 kind of quotes and stuff like that. How are you feeling, bro? Let me flip that. This is our first signing. Yeah. I want you to speak first, man. This is our first signing under Ten Hag. How are you feeling about him?
Wow, classic deflection there, Flex, but I'll take it. That's fine.
No, it's not deflection because this is positive. It's not like a stitch up. I mean, it's all positive.
No, I look, obviously, I'm happy and excited that we've signed someone first. I do think with the impression is that he's back up left back, spells the for Tellez. It does, I think. I just wouldn't be shocked. Ten Hag wants him. Clearly, he was going to be going to Lyon, and Ten Hag clearly instructed the club, go and get him. We don't have time to waste. I want him. I think he'll play more games than people think. And I don't just mean games like, oh, he'll play all of the Europa League games. He's our Europa League left back. No. Luke Shaw has a position now whereby he didn't have a good season last season. It ended through injury early. And we've got a player here that Eric Ten Hag knows, he likes. When he was managing against him, he said, write that name down. So clearly he's been a target for a while. I wouldn't be shocked if he plays more games than people think. I really wouldn't. What about you, Fleck? I'll volley it back to you.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, look, there's no we're both very happy about this. So there's no fence sitting or anything like that. We're both buzzing because at the end of the day, this is I want to be doing these types of videos. We've got so much going on, and like I said, this is Terrell Malacia's time to have. With nothing else surrounding it. That bit, I didn't actually realize he played 136 times for Feyenoord. You know, you said it there. 5 seasons in the Eredivisie. That's a hell of a lot of games. He's very, very experienced. And I know people can say it's Eredivisie, calm down, and essentially he was going to go to Lyon, so we shouldn't get too excited. We hijacked a deal from Lyon. It wasn't like Liverpool come calling or Man City or Chelsea. But I think it's a really exciting signing, because what it shows is that we're going into that mold where when Liverpool and teams like that go and get these sorts of players, where we're like, I haven't really heard of him. There's that basis for them to go up. When Robertson came to the club, nobody was wowed. There's loads of signings that Liverpool made that nobody was wowed. Same even at City as well. When what's his face, Cancelo went there, it wasn't like, oh my god, it's over.
And that's not you saying they're going to be Robertson or Cancelo,
No,
or
it's
anything
not,
like
because
that.
you know what the internet's like. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is the willingness for them to do due diligence, back a manager who's saying, I believe this guy's right for us. That's what we've wanted to see for a long time. It's a basic requirement. It's what should be happening in a football club, but we haven't seen it. We haven't been seeing that. So to see a young, hungry, as John Murto says, their dynamic fullback that Ten Hag really, really wants, I think it's exciting. And I agree with you. I think he'll play a lot more games than people think. Because that was going to be my question to you, and I wanted to talk about that. Is he a backup? Are we going to call him a backup, or is he just there to compete? Is he there to just say, right, the left back spot is up for grabs as of now? I'm undecided. If I'm Eric Ten Hag, I'm sort of saying, okay, Luke Shaw, you've had a long time doing your thing, relatively unchallenged. Don't get me wrong. In that first season where Telles came in, that was the first proper challenge Luke Shaw had. And he did rise to that, to be fair. He did rise to that, and then went into the Euros in superb form. And then last season just gone, obviously, absolutely shocking. Like people saying there, Choco Pay says, no one's spot is nailed down. 100% agree with you. Michael says, up for grabs. He's there to compete, says Asham. And that's what I'm on. I don't think this is ready to take the mantelpiece for when Shaw not retires, but gets too old or something like that. No. This kid's here to show Luke Shaw, all right, let's go.
Absolutely. Don't let the age of the player or the relatively low transfer fee here fool you. I mean, it's 15 million euros plus 2 millions in add-ons to Feyenoord. But again, don't let that fool you as to
50. What did you say?
15.
Oh, I thought you said 50. Oh,
yeah, it was a big
right.
jump. There was a big jump. It went from 15 to 50 million euros. Right, Man United, Murto Madness. No, 15 million euros plus 2 million euros in add-ons. Don't let that fee fool you. Just because it's a low transfer fee, as I mentioned. We don't know how the player's going to settle. We don't know how he's going to play. It might be a case of a couple of games and suddenly things change, things happen, and we might be seeing way more games than people expect. I would hope, as you mentioned, with Luke Shaw having some stiff, fresh competition once again, maybe that will change things. But I would say it would almost certainly spell the end for Alex Telles. Would you agree with that? Because we can't have three left backs, surely, at the club.
That would be a really, really poor move. I wouldn't, if we're betting men, we would probably say the conversation's already been had with Alex Telles before this young kid's come in MALACIA. And if it hasn't, then Telles will feel like he's been dissed and be on his phone to his agent, okay, cool. Because Telles, with all the best will in the world, and he's came with all the best intentions, there's no way he can be no, it's a fair game. The left back spot's up for grabs. I'll try and fight it out. Well, he could, but he's just going to not make many matchday squads. He won't. So otherwise, we wouldn't have gone and spent the best part of 15 million on young MALACIA here. So, but there is 5 subs. Someone did say it there. There is 5 subs this season. So kind of needs to be stacked. And that's another thing. We do need options. Exactly. What it's like with Luke Shaw. Inevitably, there will be a niggle. There will be a thigh strain or a hamstring or a quad or a calf. Something will happen, at some point. Because apart from the season where Telles came in, it always happens. And then before that, it was Brandon Williams who came in when Luke Shaw got injured. And then, do you know what I mean? There's always a period where Luke Shaw gets injured. So yeah, with 5 subs and the fact that is happening, we have to be ready. But it's true though, Double A, you can't be having 2 left backs on the bench. Who wants that? You know, that shouldn't be happening. That means we're thin. You know, we should be stacked in attack or midfield. You don't want to be stacked with defenders. You know, you want to have a left back, a centre back at most. Do you know what I mean? Maybe now a right back, if we've got 5 subs, you might want to do that and have, you know, 1 in each position, a centre back, a right back, and a left back on the bench as a safety. And then a keeper, obviously. The rest should be all attackers after them 4. Because what can you have on the bench? 9 now, isn't it?
I'm not sure. Previously it was 7, but I don't know if the numbers increased. I mean, to have, was it 7 on the bench and 5? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. But
yeah,
like the 5 on the bench thing is going to be a massive influence next season. Like I said, I'm for it. I know a lot of people don't like it and they think it's unfair, but I'm for it, considering as well that every other club around Europe does it. Every other league rather around Europe does it now. So, you know, while some people might not like it, the times are changing when it comes to substitutions. Who do you think starts first game of the season, MALACIA or Shaw?
That's a really, really difficult question.
Because you can't look into the future.
You can't look into the future. And also, it's a difficult question because I don't believe I know we're done with the players that we've had and they don't deserve another chance and all that stuff, but they are in a new thing. And what we do know about our players is at the beginning, they do try. They do try. At the beginning of a new manager, they give it their all. It's all smiles and stuff like that. And, you know, and if Ten Hag sets out standards that we've never seen before and our players aren't used to and they buy in, we could actually see differences from players. I keep saying this. That's what I'm actually most excited about, you know. I'm excited, yes, of course, of new signings, but because it's a new manager, I kind of expect new signings. So, and for him to paint the team in his image. What I'm actually most intrigued about, I wouldn't say excited because people would say, Flex, you're going to get let down because a lot of them, because people feel quite negative about the players. But I can say I'm quite intrigued to see if after 6 months, will we be saying, and I'm asking the question, will we, because I don't know, will we be saying, bloody hell, tell you what, anytime Luke Shaw gets a challenge and someone new comes up, he's flying. He's made it hard for MALACIA. I don't think
I'd be very happy with that. I'd be very happy with that. Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
We don't want the players to keep failing. So, you know, and that's why I can't answer that question. I really can't. We don't know. That's another thing. I mean, until we hear and even if we hear Ten Hag talk about him in a press conference, which obviously will happen soon, he's not going to give it away. We don't know until he starts picking teams consistently how he views Terrell MALACIA and where he's at, how much Ten Hag wants to rock the boat. Because you're talking about Luke Shaw, a player who's been here for a long time, who's part of the furniture, who Manchester United always really like, have always really liked. They always give him an extension when it's time to do that. And under each manager, he's always the number 1 left back. He's been here a long time. So I think it'll be clear in the first, not so much from tour, because they might play one, then one might play. It might be a bit ad hoc.
Half
but for
each.
the first, yeah, stuff like that, you do halves, exactly. Or you play the whole of this game, and then when we go to Melbourne, you're going to play the first game against them, and then Villa, you're going to play. It might be like that. But then again, it's so hot in Thailand, like you said, we're changing. But I think the first 5 Premier League games will probably give us, you know, or the first couple anyway, to see how it goes, will give us a first indication as to where it's going to be. Big up, before you come back there, Owen, Doughboy says, remember when Hassan Hutel criticised us for our work rate when we don't have possession? Yeah, I do remember that. That was very damning, very scathing when they nicked a draw off us then, didn't they? Ten Hag is buying players like MALACIA who won't do that. Yeah, I mean, I was saying to Owen earlier today, like MALACIA does look like a player who's just like at it, like he looks really aggressive, you know, really quick, really direct, really dynamic. And I know you can watch comps and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, that's what I want to see. Let me get the rest of the super chats out. I think no, we've only got one actually. So someone said, Flex, I think people are pressed about the super chats. There's only one, and I've read it. So we're good. Yeah, we're good. Like Nicholas says there, he has an engine. And when I look at, and again, it's not me trying to say he's going to be the next Reece James / Robertson / Cancelo / whatever. But when I look at those guys, or even like Cucurella, people like that, I just look at them types of fullbacks and they're just at it, like constantly. And I look at our fullbacks, it's just going through the motions, really passive, really slow. Luke Shaw, take a little trot up there, pass it back inside, come back. There isn't that up and down kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? So hopefully he adds that dynamic to us. A super chat here from Austin says, "What a great signing! Can't wait for more." Exactly, can't wait for more. Big up to you, Austin. Thanks for the super chat.
Do you want to hear a fun MALACIA stat?
I want to hear a fun MALACIA stat.
Okay, well, I say fun. It's a good one, actually.
Oh, okay.
And also, it must be said about stats and statistics. This is kind of my view on them, that they can be manipulated to any agenda or any kind of viewpoint you want. If you like or don't like a player, you can find a stat that either bigs them up or tears them down. Nevertheless, Terrell MALACIA registered an expected threat of 4.41 in the Eredivisie last season, which was the most of any defender.
Okay, that's good. That's good. You know, that's basically saying out of all the defenders in the Eredivisie,
he was the most threatening.
Yeah, he's the most threatening. So that means running forward and maybe something might happen.
Running forward, like, you would say creating chances, passing the ball into situations in which chances could be created, crosses into the box, shots, goals, etc. Are you happy? Do you like that kind of statistic?
Who will start? I'm just putting a poll up real quick. Who will start
in the first game of the season, Shaw or MALACIA? I tell you what, again, and I see a lot of people saying this in the comments, and it is very, very, very true. It really does depend on pre-season, I think. I wouldn't be surprised if there's one name at left back that comes out of pre-season going, yeah, they look like they're it. Whether that's MALACIA, whether that's Shaw, and they'll be the front runner or the number one choice going forward. But as we spoke about previously, Flex, I'm not sure that position is nailed down. I don't think MALACIA walks into a Manchester United side and goes, I've got to get past Luke Shaw. I think he walks into a Manchester United side and goes, that's open. That spot is completely open. And if I do what I did to get me to this club, plus a little bit more, I could be starting most weeks.
Yeah. Sim1 Real says, I hear you, Flex, on what you're saying, but last time Shaw did good and then flopped hard, which I believe affected our other left back. I would rather MALACIA start. Okay, so you're saying based on the evidence, you've seen it all before where Luke Shaw will go through, well, he had his best season before last, but you've seen him in good spurts. Then he kind of goes missing. So you'd rather just go with the new kid. Fair enough. Listen, I'm down, Sim1. If Eric Ten Hag's on starting this kid and this kid brings us vibes, energy, aggressiveness, tenacity, attacking threat, it's all about having attacking fullbacks in today's game. We've been struggling in that area. We have zero output from either side. I'm more concerned about right back than I was left back. Even though Luke Shaw, we needed more from that side. We still need a right back. Dalot and Wan-Bissaka aren't it. Hopefully under Eric Ten Hag, you never know. We could be eating our words and saying, wow, look at both. Who knows? But because I'm not sure we'll get a right back now. So we're going to be, I think them two will probably stay now, especially with the Ronaldo situation going on.
Yeah. I mean, do you want some more stats, Flex?
I want some more. Stat me up, bro. Stat me up.
This comes from Squawkwa, very known for their stats, saying Terrell MALACIA compared to other defenders during the 21-22 Eredivisie season. We spoke about his expected threat. This kind of breaks it down a little bit. He had the most shots compared to other defenders. He had the most take-ons completed compared to other defenders. He had the most successful through balls compared to other defenders. He had the second most final third passes, the third most tackles made, and the third most touches in the opposition box. What do you think of those, especially those first three? Most shots, most take-ons completed, and most successful through balls.
I was just about to say about the success of it. Like, I don't care about attempted. I do care about attempted because it shows your mindset, to be fair. If you keep attempting or you keep going down the left-hand side and whipping in crosses, it means you want to make something happen. So we don't see that. If you've attempted a lot of dribbles, to be fair, it does say a lot. But if you've attempted a lot, but you got tackled every time, that's shit. do you know what I mean? So stats can be very misleading. We need eye tests. We need to see him.
Absolutely.
They can be manipulated. Like I said, if he's got the most take-ons, but the success of them are 20%, then you may as well just be like, sure, and not take no one on and keep the ball.
But he's saying
Do you know what
that
I mean?
completed and successful through balls, not intercepted through balls,
Yeah.
successful
So
and most shots, goals.
positivity. That's it. That's all we can say. Positive signs. Probably, more signs as why Ten Hag wanted to sign him.
That's
Do you know
exactly
what I
what I
mean?
was just about to say. I mean, you can read whatever you want to read from those statistics, but I think the biggest thing you can take away from them is that those are probably the reasons why Eric Ten Hag was insistent Manchester United went for him. And when Leon had agreed that deal for the player, those statistics there are the reason. He said to John Murto, hijack the deal, get it done. That's a player I want at Manchester United, and that's why.
Yep, Lil Yo-Yo says Owen with the stats. Stat man can watch it back.
Well,
I'm
Cam did a tweet to me the other day with the wave, and I still don't know what it means. So, Cam, enlighten me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're still waiting for a
I
response to
don't
that. What
know.
does it mean? I agree with Flex. We need an eye test. Yeah, and I'm sure we'll get one very, very soon. We go to tour on Friday, so I'm sure we'll all be watching those games. Quite excited to see what's going to be going on. I know this is like a given, or it should be a given if you buy a new player, and obviously they always smile in their pictures for the reveal and stuff. But he does seem, if we want to talk about the character of the kid, obviously we don't know him very well. I don't know loads about him, but just the aura that he's given off. I just watched a video of him kind of just messing about with the photographers and enjoying his photo shoot. He seems like a little Kevin Hart. Like he
Wait, let's
does.
not go
Like,
too far, Flex. I mean, we can't. How
no,
can
he
we judge
does.
that from that video?
No,
How we judge
and
this
I'm not,
Kevin Hart?
and I don't. No, let me land. I don't mean like I bet he's really funny like Kevin Hart. I mean like he's just his smile is. I'm just looking at it now. If you look at the video, you see and you see what I mean,
Yeah, I can
right?
see it. The one
He,
where he's,
like
he's having the photo shoot and he's
he's
got
just like
the jacket.
he's just got a massive like
No,
infectious smile. That's
he's
just
happy.
he's
He's happy.
short, he's black, he's got short hair. He's like
He's
Kevin Hart.
happy. He's happy. I'd be like that if I signed for Manchester United. I tell you what, if when
Yeah, but
we
Richarlison
signed,
didn't like that when he signed for Spurs.
oh, he's a miserable shit. That's why Richarlison, clearly. You know what I mean? But like, if tell you what, if Frankie De Jong, when he signs for Manchester United, right? If he don't have a smile on his face, can you imagine the memes? Can you imagine? There was one the other day, wasn't it? I think he's out shopping with his fiance and he's got like a stone face, and they're like, "That's the look of a man that's joining Manchester United."
He don't want to come.
That's the look of a
No,
man
but
who's
yeah,
shopping. That's what that is. Him going, I
100%,
can't believe I'm out.
100%. Like I said, take what I say with a pinch of salt. Like I said, it's going to be a positive show today. But I just like. It's nice to just see someone to sign. It's a new, fresh face, laughing and being really happy to be here. So I mean, I like it. I like it. I know it's like, for God's sake, Flex, what do you expect for him to be miserable? I get that. I'm just saying, I like energy. I'm all about energy and positive vibes, innit? I like people who smile a lot.
We went
So
from
big up MALACIA.
statistics of he had the most shots compared to any defender in the Eredivisie last season to
Covering everything.
Smiles a lot, doesn't he?
100%. It would have been worse if we didn't have any stats and only relied on that bit. We're multifaceted. We're given a well-rounded view, excuse the pun, of the signing. We're not just going to just give you loads of stats and numbers. We're not just going to give you the facts of how long he signed for. We're going to give you an opinion on,
he also smiles.
He also smiles. He's short and he looks like Kevin Hart. And I think he's going to be quite infectious, actually. Can't wait to meet him if I ever do. Big up. All Elite Elvis says, even at his best, Shaw is not the quality we need at fullback. The modern game has passed him by with the likes of James, Cancelo, Trent, etc. Glory, glory, Man United. Yeah. Is that glory, glory, United view? It is. That's a new one, isn't it? GGUV. I'm having that.
Yeah.
I'm having that as a hashtag, guys. If anyone wants to get behind that in the community, GGUV, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, can't replace the greatest GGMU, obviously. But for our community, I'm here for that.
Yeah.
Big up. Big up Eric Ten Hag. Eric Ten Hag says, also have some stats for you lot. Here we go. Alexis Sanchez, I haven't even read the rest of it yet. We're here. Was one of the highest chance creators before United signed him. Same with Maguire.
Well, this is my point. Stats can be manipulated. There is no point to read, but they can, right? But you would say that when clubs go after players, more and more nowadays, they do look into statistics. That they do,
Yeah,
that is factual. But you are right. Stats are one thing. As Flex mentions, it's also the eye test, and stats can mean nothing if you can't adapt to the new club and the pressures surrounding it. That was last season in the Eredivisie at a club that finished, but the final finished second in the league. wherever it
No,
was.
that was PSV, wasn't it? I think close
PSV,
to
I'll have a
them,
look. Probably
yeah.
third. But nevertheless, you could also say though, I did like, and I kind of had forgotten about this before John Murto said it in his part of his speech, was that he played in the European final last year. And people can say,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's the Europa Conference League, don't count." Still pressure. Still a
Jose
pressure. Like,
Mourinho didn't think that. He was running
yeah,
around crying.
exactly. They didn't win, but still, that's good experience for a player his age.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's exciting. I really do. Joker says, but when Ollie smiled, it was an issue. And big up to, thank you for that, Joker. Big up to a lot of people in the comments saying really like the new layout. Actually, big up.
Josh is a genius.
Josh is a genius. You know what Josh does? Josh just keeps innovating. Josh keeps joshing. Do you know what I mean? So smash a like on the video if you like the new layout. Smash a like on the video if you're excited to see MALACIA, who has just joined Manchester United. 4 year plus an extension for an extra one. About right, isn't it? 22-year-old? Or did you
would think
would you
so.
yeah?
I would think so. I mean, again, whenever you hear any number, so in this case it's 4, it's 5 because you add on that extra, and make no mistake, United will use that option. they always
Yeah.
trigger that
Yeah.
option, brother. They always will. So
Yeah.
it makes sense when you sign a young player, you put him on a long-term contract, don't you? I mean, obviously, it can blow up in your face if in 2 years he's terrible and we struggle to get rid of him. But those are the
Yeah.
risks that you take when you sign
Every
young
transfer is
players,
a
is it
risk.
not? Exactly.
Yeah. Or
And
any player.
if we gave him a 3-year deal, people are like, that's quite short for a young player. You know what United doing? Rah, rah, rah. Because if he is good, and this is the point, is that if he is good, then I would assume this contract either got a pay rise, but it won't be on astronomical wages, will it? So United will have him locked in at that number for a while. So not a bad thing, and to be fair, to be expected.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I think it's exciting time. I think remember, was it you or was it KG? I think it was you when you was like, we went through so many different potentials of first signings, and Terrell Malacia was not mentioned once. And you look at, you don't want this to be a trivia pub quiz question, of how you think it's going to be for him, because who was the first signing of the Ten Hag era. He will have that to his name now. It's Terrell Malacia, and that's pretty big. Do you know what I mean? That's pretty big. You're the first one, and for him, there's a lot of pressure here. There's a lot of pressure because Eric Ten Hag is a progressive manager who's taken a massive, you could say he's taken a big risk to his reputation,
Of course he
to
is.
come to Manchester United.
Absolutely he
A
is,
massive
because
risk.
he's a well thought of manager, and let's face it, more reputable managers have come to Manchester United over the past decade and failed miserably. And
This is what I'm saying.
Eric Ten Hag could have had easier or safer bets and go to different clubs in his post Ajax career. He chose Manchester United, and that's a heck of a job. It's a heck of a job when United are doing well, especially when they're not, especially when
Exactly.
they're the lowest that they've been in a long time. So it is a risk on his part, but I mean, I suppose if you're going to think of the United rebuild, does the rebuild start with a young, progressive left back? Possibly. Like you said, I just hope it's not a trivia question of Eric Ten Hag. Who was that? Who was the first signing under Eric Ten Hag? And you go, I've never, Malacia. Do you remember him? Oh, barely. You hope people are like, oh yeah, Malacia.
Yeah. Let me get these super chats out here. Big up to Mide, or is it Mide? Hopefully I've pronounced that correct. Sorry if I haven't. Hi Flex. He's not as young as people think. Well, yeah, he's 22. So, what do you think that people think he's like 18 and stuff and not really experienced and stuff like that? Because I remember when we got Dallo, where did we get Dallo from? Porto, isn't it? Is it Porto? Sure, it was Porto. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had only played like a handful of games in the first team. It wasn't like he didn't. I don't think he didn't have 136 first team appearances for Porto. At that age. How old is Dallo now?
Malacia is 22. He's 23 next month. It's his birthday next month, by the way. So he's basically 23.
So that means he's been playing, consistently well at a high level in his native league. Do you know what I mean? And then obviously that's let him get into the Dutch national team as well. Someone said, I think David Lee was saying there was 2 super chats. I've read them all. But when Ollie smiled, it was an issue. Read that one. Read that one from Mide. Read that from Eric Ten Hag. And even at his best short, yeah, read that one. Yeah, we're up to date. You lot confusing me with the super chat saying you missed one. And I haven't. I haven't. I'm just looking now. Austin Baker, what a great sign. Can't wait for more. Yeah, so I've read out all the super chats. Apologies if I missed them earlier on. So Dallow's 23. See, and this kid's 22, and he's played way more football than Dallow.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's been playing, if you say 5 seasons, pretty much. He's made so he started up since he turned 18. He's pretty much been playing top flight in his country, league football, a big club in Holland. That's not bad. That's not bad experience. As they mentioned, he's maybe more experienced than maybe we think. Still, that's one thing having that experience at that club in the Eredivisie. Of course, it's a completely different thing when you're talking about Manchester United in the Premier League. The expectation, as I mentioned just then, when it comes to Eric Ten Hag, the expectation at Manchester United is big when we're doing well. You could argue it's just as big when we're doing badly, because people expect us to turn it around eventually, or we expect maybe we expect less. I don't know. Do you think United fans expect more or less when we're doing badly?
Do they expect more? What from
the players or the club? You know what I mean? So coming towards the end of next season, I don't know if the fans will. I certainly myself got to a point where I expect nothing from these players at this point. Going into those games
last season.
Yeah.
We gave up. Yeah, we gave up as fans because we knew they were hopeless.
Exactly. Yeah. What do you think the expectation is on the players going into this season?
I still think a lot of people are really negative. I think a lot of these players have riled up a lot of fans, proven some bad traits. That's where I am on it. I think what the players showed us, and you can't defend it. Most of that squad, barring a couple who really put it in. So Ronaldo, De Gea always put it in. Fred was always trying. And Alanga was always trying. Do you know what I mean? Running, putting effort in. Did Sancho give up a bit? I think he just realized he couldn't get going. But I wouldn't put him in a disgraceful pot. There was a pot that was like, that's disgraceful. You're not even trying. You're not even working. But I feel like, to answer your question, I feel like a lot of people are quite down, and that's the thing I was trying to lift. Not blind positivity. I won't do that. Like, you guys know me. I look at things I try to look at things quite logically anyway. But I was trying to lift that to say, guys, we have got a new manager. Maybe we can see some improvements in some players. This is a manager that's renowned for improving players. I for one, agree with every single person that says them players proved that they were absolutely shocking. And I don't believe that they can show anything different because of how bad they were. I'll wait to pass judgment. I 100% get that. But I'm just saying, don't make it take away with all the negativity going on. Kind of like what I said to the people who are in like earlier on in Thailand and Melbourne and stuff like that, and Perth. Like, don't let it take away from the fact that we've got a new manager here. You know, it's exciting. It is actually exciting. He's a really good manager. He's a progressive manager. And if he's as good as we've all tipped him to be, I know we're saying you can't polish a shit, but there will be some players, a turd. They're a turd. You know what I mean? All right, you can't polish a shit. But I wanted to just say shit because it's just more emphasis.
I prefer that version of it, to be fair.
Yeah. Can't polish a shit. You know. I want to believe that there are some players in that team that can play better. There is. I believe that there is. 100%. I believe that there is.
Feyenoord have tweeted, by the way. It's very Donny they're very Donny vibes, it must be said. Which
go on, look after him. Bloody hell.
Feyenoord have tweeted, quote, "Here goes one of our own," sort of crying emoji. "Take good care of him, Manchester United. Hashtag thank you Terrell." And they've released a video. "The memories will live forever. Hashtag thank you Terrell." That bit there, take good care of him, Man United. You can't put that expectation on us. We do not have a good track record.
It's just jinxing us, isn't it? Just don't put it. Please don't put it.
And that's coming from you. That's coming from you as well, who 100%. Is the king of the jinx. And you're going, that's a bit of a jinx there, mate.
That's a jinx, bro. That's a proper, like, look after him, you know, treat him good.
Take good
Mate,
care of him, Man United. That's the quote. Take good care of him. That's like handing a vase to someone with buttery fingers. Take good care of it. That's dropping.
gone straight away. Yeah, it's a bit peak, mate. Wandon says, "Flex, you're effing reaching, bro." I think he means, I think what they mean, me saying that the players might be able to show something, and that's what I mean. A lot of people, and I respect it. I completely respect anyone who says, "Nah, man, them players, they ain't going to do nothing." But so to answer your question, I think, and I can't speak for everyone. There are some people who are quite positive, but I think the general consensus is that's why we need as many players as we can, because I'm not so sure that, when I say I'm saying the ex fan who thinks this, are not so sure that the players can show anything because they showed their real, you know, spots last year. You know what I mean? But what about this then, Owen? How do you feel? Do you feel comfortable knowing that the next potential 3 signings, because Frankie's just, we know he's a guaranteed starter. He's the marquee signing. If you're looking at, so we've got Malacia over the line. If you're looking at Eriksen's clearly going to follow shortly. If you're looking at, then Martinez looks like he probably will follow. We'll see. We said that we needed like 5 players to come in minimum, start like into the first team. How comfortable are you that there are a little bit of inverted commas slash, that going on with these players as to whether they will start, or are they utility players, or do you know what I mean? How do you feel about that? Do
But
you
like
care?
we were saying before, the Malacia one, really difficult to judge right now, but I wouldn't be shocked if he starts more games than people think. I wouldn't be shocked if we have a period next season where it's like, Malacia started the last 5 games in a row, and we're getting shots of
Mm.
Shaw on the bench, giving it, John Travolta,
Giving
John
it.
John Travolta settings. It could be that. Martinez, I don't want to say he'd be the number 1 centre back, but almost by proxy, because Varane's going to miss games. For me, Varane would be your number 1 centre back at the club. But when your number 1 centre back is going to miss at least 10 games next season, minimum, right?
Mm.
I think
But you said you
Martinez,
think he starts the first game of the season anyway. You said in the other
Malacia
show. No, I
or
think you said
Martinez.
Martinez. I think you said Martinez. What show was that? You said it.
Yeah, but I think he
Yeah.
will. It's because Ten Hag signing as well. I think Martinez starts, and then it's your competition between Maguire, Varane, Lindelof. Those 3 of who's going to be his partner, who's going to be the one that's winning the headers, who's going to be the one that's going forward and attacking the ball. Because Martinez, he wants that guy that's progressive with the ball at his feet. So I think he would be a starter, as you mentioned. De Jong, clearly. I mean, imagine after all this, the Pride and Prejudice transfer goes on forever. After this, if he's on the bench, that'd be unbelievable. So he's starting. Eriksen, I said it this morning. Like there is this assumption that he's a free transfer, he'll be on the bench. You drop him into that midfield, arguably right now, technically with the ball at his feet, could be the best technical midfielder we've got right now. Name me a better midfielder that Manchester United have with the ball at their feet right now than Christian Eriksen.
Yeah.
Do it.
And we don't actually have him yet. But yeah.
Here we go.
Facts.
I trust Fabrizio.
True. No, 100%. 100%. He's not a destroyer, but he's a dictator. He's a manipulator of football.
That's 4 signings, I think, isn't it? Is the 5th, here it is the 5th, the Ronaldo replacement?
I think if Ronaldo goes, they've got to try and do something. they got to try and do something, bro.
That's my Zoom. I can't do the Zoom, so I have to lean.
Yeah, you got to just like literally.
But it looks like I've just sort of appeared outside someone's window, doesn't it? Like...
Looks mad dodge. No, it doesn't look like the window. It looks like you're looking through the peephole. You got that little weirdo on the other end.
Yeah, little fisheye things. Who's that at the door? They just have a look through.
Amazon delivery. Hey, piss off, mate. You don't work for Amazon. Oh, mate. Yeah, we're gonna have to do something, bro. We're gonna have to do something because I think let's have a little vote then. Oh, actually, let me check the poll. Actually. So who will start the first game of the season? 38% say Shaw, 62% say MALACIA.
Now, is that just because we've
New
signed him and
signing
we're
hype?
feeling the buzz?
Yeah.
You know, that percentage might
Everyone's going
change
to be
after a few
fuming. I'm going to look
pre-season
at social
games.
media when we're all getting ready to sit down and watch them. That game against Liverpool, right?
Liverpool. That's what I was going to say. That first one, Salah rips him apart. They go, he's rubbish. Get rid of him. What's he doing? Is it too late? Is there a refund policy? Feyenoord, wake up. Take care of him.
Bro,
Take care of him yourself.
it's going to be them kind of things, yeah, especially in preseason with memes and how social media works. It's going to be one or the other. It will be either, for God's sake, MALACIA is not even starting this shit club. We're just going to do the same thing all the time. What's the point in even buying this kid? You're going to get that if Shaw starts. If Shaw plays well against Salah in a dead friendly, and we might do all right, Shaw's he's amazing, that. Or if it's MALACIA, it'll be the other way around. If he starts and he gets rinsed by Salah or we don't play well, like you said, it's where's the receipts, it's this, that, and the other. If he does all right against Salah, it'll be he emptied out his phone keys.
Look,
He's
a genius. Ten Hag ball. MALACIA. Yeah. He's the answer. He's the key.
There's no middle ground, my friend. And this is what social media is.
And we'll be live for all of it. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. We've got a lot of watch logs and stuff. A lot of match views, live match views going on when all them games are on as well. So I'm sure you guys will enjoy it. We've got a lot of stuff planned because I think that'll be fun. It is exciting to see how we're going to play. I can't wait. I just can't wait to see what the first formation is because
we were saying it's just
you can't change it too much.
No, absolutely. Do you think MALACIA is the only signing on the plane on Friday?
No, I think Eriksen will be there. I think
anyone else
will be there. Do I want to go in with Martinez? I said to you this morning, didn't I, that we need a here we go or something more by the close of play today. We ain't getting it. I think Martinez. I'm going to say something mad. This is just what I feel. I think Martinez will join the tour in Melbourne. And I think Frankie de Jong will join the tour in Perth. But then again, Perth's like literally one game, innit? If it gets to the end of Melbourne and he's only just signed, would you fly him all the way to Australia for like 3 days?
Is Frankie in Oslo?
Yes.
Interesting.
Actually, I might say no because there's 2 games in 2 days, isn't it?
There's that one, and then the day later, there's the one at Old Trafford.
That's what I mean.
Ten Hag's first game in the home stadium. Do they do Rafael Varane settings? Arrival on the pitch. He walks on. Have an iconic Manchester United midfielder there. Greet him like it happened with Rio Ferdinand. Varane, here's the hug. You're taking my shirt.
They won't do that.
Took his injury record. That's what he did.
Oh, fuck's sake. What's wrong with you?
Just excited this afternoon.
I'm just excited. No, here's what's going to happen. Obviously, I have no sources. This is just what I think in my head. Don't take this as it's going to happen. This is what I think. He won't be unveiled in that game. He will be playing in that game. Because Varane was in the suit, weren't he? Doing that. Frankie de Jong will be playing.
You did a Queen's wave.
I went like that. Right, yeah.
I thought you went like...
He was out there giving it this.
Yeah.
He will be playing in that game against Rayo Vallecano, is it? He'll be playing in that game. May even be in... I don't think he'll go Oslo because, I don't know, 2 games in 2 days. I think I'll be 2 different squads. I think it might be like a mixture of kids and second team in Oslo. And then first
think about it, it probably should. It really should be. I mean, I would hope with Ten Hag's first game at Old Trafford, that would be the stronger side. Logic would say. Right?
Yeah, it's the one. It's the one before the season opener. You know what I mean? Big game against Brighton at home. Following week after that, mate. Super Sunday. So no hiding, mate. That Sunday where you got a whole 7 days, and it's Erik Ten Hag's first home game. I want to see the starting team playing. I want to see the proper team playing in that game. So, but then you have to look at what he may or may not do and how he does his pre-seasons and stuff like that. Big up Ronald. Ronald comes with a super chat, says, when the fans start booing the team at their first home game, as sure they will do, will that encourage them to play any better? I don't think they'll boo in the first home game. And well, unless that only could happen if bloody we got another 4-0 off Brighton.
Well, and also I would think that would happen if MALACIA was our only signing at that point. You know, if everything had completely collapsed.
Well, they'll be booing. Yeah, but they'll be booing the Glade. They'll be
the
more
club.
than that.
They'd be booing,
100%. Glazers,
you know, not the manager. Yeah.
100%. Matthew Lim says MALACIA will be like Patrice Evra. Oh, hold on, Matthew. Don't be.
That's big
easy.
statements. Yeah.
Easy
I'm
there,
getting
Matty.
excited, but yeah.
Easy there, Matty. But then again, Matty, to be fair to you, bro, I did say at the beginning of this stream, this is a safe space to just bring all your positive vibes because it will stay here. It should stay here after this. If you feel that, you can come to the forefront and say that. I'm not going to shoot you down. I'm not going to say, well, this is your time to be positive. I don't know what you've been through as a Manchester United fan for the last however long. I don't know how you've been feeling. You could have been waiting for this one day just to have that little, how long we've been live for, 46 minutes so far. You could have been waiting for that. Who am I to tell you don't have that? So you know what? All your positivity, peeps,
we're not in the position to crush people's optimism. That's not fair, is it? I don't want to be going through life, you know, when someone's happy being like, you shouldn't be happy.
Yeah. Well, even though it's not going to be ever. But still.
Yeah, but hey, we can all dream. That's what Elvis said. If I can dream, that's a reference.
100%. But no, it is true that like people are saying there in the comments, that's a big statement. That's a big statement. But it is a big statement, but you know, it's one that Matt is entitled to make because that's how he feels. Evra Style, I love this channel, says Shalil Patel. Big up the members, big up Kristen as well. Kristen says, KG got the adoption papers for MALACIA as his third son. KG needs to stay well away. I'll call social services on him. He's not having MALACIA. He needs to stay away.
He's too busy feuding with young Flotov as well.
Oh my God. Why is KG? If you haven't seen it, guys, go on KG's mentions or the bit where you can go on their likes and replies or whatever. KG had a little back and forth with Jan Fjortov for some reason. I don't know how. I don't know why. It's just what KG does. Sometimes he says random stuff on.
And Flex had to call him to tell him that was the case.
Yeah, he didn't even know.
He went, "What's going on with that?" And KG went, "Did he? Oh, I didn't know."
I can't even remember what I said.
Yeah.
What did I even say? Honestly. Yeah, like Lil Yo-Yo says, KG has been on a rampage recently. He has. Etridems. I think I've said it like that. Etridems. Give Rashford Martial 3 games at striker before the transfer window closes. Yeah, but thing is of that, bro. Have a quick little look. They do all right. Oh, it's fine. We don't need anyone. And then, you know what I mean? The inevitable happens. I think at least by bringing one in, it will signal to them there's intent. Like, you're not just going to get things given to you. You've got to fucking work hard. And look, we can't even rule out Martial leaving, by the way. Don't get me wrong. If Ronaldo does leave, we can't let him leave then. But, you know, we don't know where Martial's at. That's another thing to talk about, probably in a different video. But we don't really know where Martial's at. There's been obviously a few training pictures of him springing his step. He's smiling and stuff like that. And people have been saying, you know, AM9's back and stuff like that. But we don't really know what's gone on. You know, he had a horrible loan spell. One of two things could have happened. He could have said, well, that was a shit loan spell. Get on my phone to my agent. Find me a proper place. I didn't like that. Even though he didn't pull his weight. I'm not saying that it's all their fault. Or he could be like, you know what? I spent some time away. It's a new manager. It's a new start. Training's been really good. I didn't think it'd feel like this. Let me give it a go till January. Just see where I'm at. I don't know. Ronaldo's gone. Didn't think that would happen. Maybe I'm not going to sulk anymore and I'm going to get back at it.
It had the complete opposite effect, didn't it? Because I think he hoped he was going to go to Sevilla and basically he was going to prove to how great he was. And then he was going to have this list of clubs lining up to buy him. And it did the opposite. He had a terrible time and no club wants him.
Nobody's there.
The hope maybe his point might be is that if I have a good pre-season and I start banging in a couple of goals, maybe that list might start listing again, basically. Yeah. Maybe some clubs would be like, actually, let's go after Martial. But then, if he does have a pretty good pre-season, maybe United will go, actually, Ronaldo, we don't know what's going on there. But irrespective, look, I've said it before, if Ronaldo goes, which looks like he will, we have to sign a striker. Because I am, you know, no disrespect to Rashford and Martial, but we need a striker. Irrespective. Like, that's just, I'm not having the whole, even if Martial and Rashford had a good preseason and they scored loads of goals, I still wouldn't be like, wow, you know, that's a long season ahead, folks. Let's not even get into it.
Yeah, absolutely. And Abab says Martial has humbled himself after the flop at Sevilla. And yeah, Jayanta says 1.5K watching and only some 400 likes. Bad viewers. Can we get the 500 over the line? Are we still not there yet? We're nearly there. We're like 430. Come on, peeps. Get us to 500. Let's do that. Let's do that before we sign off. Owen, to flip that question back to you before we wrap up, how many signings do you think will be on the plane? What do you think is going to happen in the rest of the transfer window?
On the plane on Friday, I think there'll be 2. I think it'll be MALACIA and I think it'll be Ericsson. Martinez we might get a Here We Go or a Ornstein exclusive. We might log on to Ornhub, but I think
You got to stop saying it like that.
I know, I know, because
no, seriously, Owen.
It's very easy to get clipped. It's really
no, because you're like, yeah, we're always on Ornhub. We'll just be on Ornhub.
And there will be some people that will think they've misheard and go, did he just? We might get the Here We Go Ornstein exclusive sirens before Friday, but I don't think he'll be on the plane on Friday. We might get that on Friday of like, oh, Martinez, here we go. He's going to have a medical and then he's going to join up sometime next week. But I think there'll be 2. I think there'll be 2.
Yeah. Okay.
Last year,
fair enough. We shall see. Well, there you have it, guys. Manchester United have signed their first player under the Erik ten Hag revolution, the Erik ten Hag rebuild, and it is Terrell MALACIA from Feyenoord. Obviously, we had a Here We Go and an exclusive probably about a week ago now for when we hijacked that deal. But it's done. He's the first player. It's time to get excited. It's time to be happy. Do you know what I mean? That we've got a new player and wish him all the best. Hopefully, he can buy into what Erik ten Hag's trying to do, and we see a rejuvenation in that area of the pitch. Guys, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you are new. If you missed the morning show, first of all, make sure you check it out. But second of all, there is no Flex and KG show today at 6 p.m. Okay, KG couldn't make it today. He's busy, so we'll be doing it tomorrow at 6 p.m. Okay, tomorrow evening 6 p.m. And we'll see you bright and early tomorrow morning. As per usual, every morning at 9, which we are live. So make sure you guys don't miss the transfer view. Unless we might see you sooner, unless something happens, you know, maybe might get breaking news. Ericsson passes medical. Might get breaking news. Fee agreed. Deal agreed for Martinez. Might get a breakthrough in Frankie de Jong. Personal terms agreed. Just a matter of signing contracts. Not saying it will happen, but that's the only way that we'll see you before 9 a.m. tomorrow. If not, we'll see you then. We're out of here, guys. Take care. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And remember, if you'd like to join the United View Members Club, you can do so. Link is in the video description below. We are out of it. Peace.